The NFL playoffs are on EA Sports, and we've got a packed house here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. Coming up, a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a potential classic in store, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Atlanta Falcons.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
One of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks' time. Which will it be as we're underway in the NFC title game? And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Throwing from the outset is Penix. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
And that certainly could be a sign of things to come because they're blitzing to start this ball game. And it works for them there as they force the incomplete pass.
Here's 2nd and 10. And looking to throw, Penix. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
And the Falcons, first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
19,
Now Penix. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Now a man who did his collegiate punting just a couple hours from here in Clemson in South Carolina, Bradley Pinion to kick. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line.
At their own 11-yard line.
Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10 at their own 11. The first carry here for Jordan James. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Troy Anderson, the man on the tackle.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Throwing here, Purdy. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? The cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Here's Purdy. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds is right at midfield. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back. Simple drag route here, lined up out left and trying to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Purdy now to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Only able to gain a couple there. And it'll be 4th down. So Jake Camarda sent on now to punt this away.
In punt formation.
And he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
20-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. His first catch in this NFC Championship game, and it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Let's go. Check out.
Throw left side, there's London. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
Now Penix going to hold on to it. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
60.
They'll try to throw again. Here's Penix. As he throws there, incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Panther 60. Panther 60.
To the air, Penix. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't come in.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Cooley knocks this one through the post. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. And now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Purdy looking to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, 49ers. Jacoby Myers, 57 yards. And the 49ers have taken the lead here in this NFC Championship game. Lutz good on the extra point. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta, 2nd quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Okay, break.
They'll throw with Penix. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Misdirection's the key on this play. They line up with 3 receivers to the opposite side of the tight end, and they're all going to work their way across the field and let the tight end slip underneath against flow the other way. They're banking that he can get lost, and that's exactly what happened as they pick up a 1st down.
And all the way down to the 7-yard line. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 43 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
18 Cardinal, 18.
And he's got it. Touchdown. Drake London from 6 yards away. And the Falcons have retaken the lead. Now for the point after. And it's through, and that makes the lead at 10-7.
Makes the score Falcons 10.
Now Pinion with a kickoff honors following the touchdown. And they're going to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time I look at repeat that, Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. We'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a to stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Out of the gun, Purdy. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete. But prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
Back to throw, Purdy. And this pass broken up. But the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Here's Jake Camarda now. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it will be Falcon football
at their own 26-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Robinson up the middle. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 5. Again, it's Robinson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are one game away from a Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got. And that's a heck of a run right there.
Ready, set.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Penix working out of the gun here. That's complete to Mooney. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam.
This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown Atlanta. Kyle Pitts from 13 yards out, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Coup for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7.
Makes the score Falcons 17, 49ers 7. Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. Now a quick throw out wide to Myers. He was unable to shake free there. They cover him for a loss of a yard. Well, that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all you got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
Now he'll tuck this and run. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. They rolled out of the pocket right, and I think he wanted a little something more out of that play, obviously. Instead, he hit a safety valve.
It looked like two well-coached teams there, even though there was no yardage gain, because the offensive guys, they realized their quarterback was out of the pocket. All the receivers went to the right spots, tried to get in his sight line, tried to open themselves up. Just nowhere to go where they could gain yardage. How about the defensive guys there? Did not lose leverage and kept their poise and made a really nice play.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
A gain of 12. First down, 49.
Now Purdy. And that going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Purdy from the gun on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Noah Fant, 57 yards. And the Niners have got it back to within a score.
The kick is good.
Lutz with the extra point. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14.
14.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Lutz set to kick off.
And they can't bring him down. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push.
Now rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
First down, San Francisco to pick up 14 yards.
The 49er first down. First and 10 at the 20.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Shotgun now with Purdy. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Myers. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
At the 17-yard line.
They'll run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Brian Robinson Jr. as the first half is winding down. And the 49ers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Lutz good on the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Set to kick off.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard
The
line.
Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
21 yards.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They're all going to run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties. And then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter and work toward the middle of the field. That's a difficult route to try to defend.
They'll throw now on the final play. That's out wide here for Robinson. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he'll be ridden out of bounds all the way down at the 15-yard line. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Bradley Pinion set to kick
The
off.
Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And it'll be a third and about 13. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And that is incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
This will be fielded at the 17. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now, if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind, trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
Looking for London on the out route complete. And they'll get it out just short of the 45 at the 44. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Let's go now.
A play fake. Now Penix. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A gain there of 30 big ones. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw Penix. He's caught at the 7. And they'll corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays.
Second and goal from the 1. Robinson again. And I don't think he got in. He did not. They mark him short of the goal line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
That ball is caught. It's London for the Atlanta touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons have retaken a third-quarter lead. Extra point by Curry up and good. And that gives him a 3-point lead.
Falcons 24, 49ers 21.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out when they punted the football.
Yeah, you never want to get stopped so soundly during the series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They got to get going.
That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. On the ground is James. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Purdy from the gun. Has his man. That's James. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
On 4th down, here's Purdy. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Purdy. His throw incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Well, we're in the 3rd quarter of the NFC title game. This is 2nd and 10. Throwing here, Purdy. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game. But after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Purdy will set up to throw it here. He'll try and do this himself. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Now Will Ruggs, who went to college, a stone's throw from here at Georgia State, comes on for the field goal attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will tie us at 24 all. So give him 3 on that drive. You know, normally you'd say we'll take it, but the way points have been flying around, it feels like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you just have to wonder, are field goals going to be enough? Because as you pointed out, the way touchdowns have been scored, does kicking a field goal actually put you at a disadvantage the rest of the way?
Falcons take over 1st and 10.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. On second down, another shot for Robinson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. And looking to throw, Penix. And he is caught. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
1 quarter remains until the NFC crowns its champion. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Handoff to Robinson out of the shotgun. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Pass for 20. And he's brought down after a very nice game. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll get 4 there down to about the 12-yard line.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
At the 49ers 12-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
60.
Here's Penix. Here's to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Falcons have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. Too able to connect on the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead.
24.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
At their own 32-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they are in need of points here, no doubt about that. With a Super Bowl berth on the line and trailing here in the 4th quarter. This possession, gigantic. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 57 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Here's Purdy. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he's out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
That's another 49er first down. A gain of 13 yards.
And Purdy, he's going to shift him around into something else. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
No surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
Got a man, that's Ayuk. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. First and 10 of the red zone.
Like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Now a second and 10. Purdy looking to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's James. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Jordan James from 13 yards out. And the 49ers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth. These fans on pins and needles. A Super Bowl berth on the line, tied in the fourth quarter as the kick is away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this one likely on the short list for Game of the Year candidates. And boy, did it come in a good one here in the playoffs. All tied in the fourth with a berth to the Super Bowl on the line. Buckle up, everybody. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Handoff now to Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you to the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
It's caught on the right side by Robinson.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. They'll throw with Penix. Got a man, it's London. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short.
It's fourth down.
On the bootleg, it's Penix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
A gain of 10 yards. And the Falcons first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now. A give left side to Robinson. To the 36-yard line. Stop there.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short game. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Robinson with another carry. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Robinson on a give right side. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Let's go now. Panther 60. Panther 60.
They'll run with Robinson. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. As the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Here now, second and goal. Robinson, he'll try the left side. Now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Third and goal here, a big play brewing in this NFC title game.
60 Eagle. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger.
They'll try and throw. Here's Penix. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And that's a touchdown as they break it on a tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
Any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture? That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the fourth, but they got to feel good now.
49ers 31.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. This is 1st and 10. Throwing, Purdy. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a one-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
Here comes second down. Here's Purdy. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
To throw is Purdy. And it is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
Purdy, big 4th down play. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Purdy with one final shot here. Trying to lay this ball. Intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates.